Greetings.
That's not so
Welcome to
bad.
this episode of Press Start TV.
Tolerable.
We've got so much stuff to share with you today. We've got all kinds of news. We're going to be talking about Dead Island, some Tony Hawk, some Nintendo stuff, some Assassin's Creed, Fallout 4, and of course we've got
Fallout 4.
rumors. Fallout 4 rumors.
Clear that up before people start banging down our door.
And of course, we have Mr. Joe Baltus here with TheSpeedGamers. Welcome, Joe. So we'll get into all that. First, let's start off with some news. Let's talk about Dead Island being delayed.
Sad face.
Shocker.
I'm not sad about it. I don't care.
I mean,
I don't
need
care.
to finish
Did you
the
play the
first
first
one.
I did not like the first one. I played the first one. I didn't like it.
a lot of people say that.
It was
And-
bad.
I disagree. I love the first
I just didn't like all the bloom. You know, I just went blind playing it.
It's just not a good game. But delayed, and this thing that developers have been doing carelessly so far is announcing a game and a couple weeks later giving a window for it or even a release date for it, and they're just like, well, I know we just started production, but like that's
not gonna
probably a
make
good time. And then 2 months later, oh, we're gonna go ahead and push it back.
So why didn't you like the first one?
First one, the weapons broke too quickly. The story was terrible. If you didn't have friends to play with, you were pretty bored the whole time.
You don't have friends. That's what you're telling us.
I have friends. I didn't have friends that were dumb enough to go buy this game like I was.
Disagree. Agree on the weapons. Weapons
Just bad.
I liked the story. I thought it was
Even
fun.
the pre-order weapons I got were
I
terrible.
think part of the problem too is the
Stupid.
success of Dying Light kind of probably stepped in Dead Island's like territory. Dude, Dying Light is a great game.
I know, but I said that earlier in the week. Now you're taking my thunder.
I'm not taking it away.
The zombie
still my
genre
favorite.
in
I said that.
general is pretty
Oversaturated.
Oh,
oversaturated.
it-
Absolutely.
I mean, it's
Well,
the same
and then
with
you've also
first-person
got
shooters in
Black
general.
Ops coming out with
all you
zombies
got.
too.
yeah, but
So-
Yeah, but Black Ops is not a dedicated zombie game.
it's not like the RPG that we're getting
yeah.
with these games.
Right.
Although I'm so happy it's got a campaign. I gotta say. No, I wouldn't say it's oversaturated because a great
I
game is still a great game, and you can, as long as you're putting out great content. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how, if other people share the sentiments of just being burnt out on that particular series, because it's gonna. I wonder how similar it's gonna be. That's the,
To Dying Light?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's gonna.
I think it's two totally different style zombie games.
Yeah, one's crazy. Hey, everyone can parkour, no problem, and the other one's like, all right, well, vehicles and things like that are a big focus of it.
Well, they're adding vehicles to Dying Light.
Well, now they are, but it wasn't like a release thing.
Awesome. And it's free.
Well, there you go. If free DLC would come in, I think Dead Island 2 saw Dying Light, saw the success, and was like, well, crap. We need to make something closer to that.
We got to make this
Or better
better.
than
It's the
that.
same
Right.
people making both games.
Yeah,
Right.
but
So-
then I gotta-
Which is, I wonder how much they'll borrow. That's the question. But
I don't care how much they borrow. If it's the same game, I'd play it in a heartbeat.
yeah,
Nope.
see, I don't know about that.
Eh.
Nope.
No.
Anyway.
But I
like
think
zombies.
to the advantage of them, at least they'll know what's good, what's not, what needs to be fixed. Hopefully they'll end up putting out a good game. If they're delaying it, they're putting more time into it. Do we have an idea of when it's delayed to? Or
I think
I've
we heard
rumors of
something.
first quarter 2016.
Yeah, so
there's
that could be
I
anywhere
don't know how concrete that is.
Obviously not very concrete.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
the trailer for the game.
It was
I
a good
still
trailer,
like the
but
trailer for the first game way better.
Oh wow,
well, that was a very
that was a
emotional
hard-hitting trailer.
train wreck.
Man.
This one is just.
Goofy.
It's a totally different tone of game.
The
as
first
well.
one was the boat trailer, right?
The first one was the
little girl.
little
Girl
girl
falling out the
trailer.
The girl
window.
falling out the window because she bit Daddy and he fell out the window with her.
Maybe I'm thinking of the second one. Which was the one with the
The
The second one was
trapped in the
Riptide was the boat.
Riptide was the boat.
boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Which is another bad game.
moving on, we got Yooka was announced. For those of you who don't know, this game is kind of like Banjo-Kazooie.
Not kind of like.
Not kind of like it. Pretty
It's
much
pretty much
is.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Spiritual successor.
No.
Kind of like.
So, this was announced a couple weeks ago at this point.
Yeah, like the first week of May.
Yeah, I think it was thrown up on Kickstarter May 1st.
Yeah,
And
reached
by
its
May
goal
2nd.
before the end of the day.
Didn't it
Sure.
didn't make it its goal like in like 6
18
hours or
hours.
Well,
something?
it met its goal in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It topped
It
$1
met the
million
first goal. It hit the
within like.
largest stretch goal.
It's the fastest
Funded fastest fully funded
to $1 million
stretch goal
video game that there's
for a
been.
video game.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we got that
But anyway.
established, so Yooka, I mean, it's a similar gameplay. You got a main character and a support character. I
bat.
guess.
Yooka, which is the chameleon.
Yeah.
And then you have Laylee, which is the bat.
Yeah.
And
Which does the
they
flying.
do just the same kind
It's
of
like the
things
same
as
platformer.
Banjo-Kazooie.
It's the same collectible
Same people
stuff.
making, right?
Same original team.
Team, but it's not a rare.
It's not
not
a rare
rare.
title.
Yeah.
It's rare to see this
That's
game.
why it can be released on all consoles, which was the final stretch goal to get it on all consoles. So it's just a matter of time before this awesome thing hits the.
You know, and for the Smash Brothers and the PlayStation All Stars and all these kinds of games, here's some new characters that'll eventually join in there. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
Maybe.
We'll see. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're all
Officially
super
announced.
excited.
Nice. I mean, we knew this was coming. I mean, now
We've
it's
been
just
calling it for months.
now it's just official.
Yeah.
So
But
if you
he's
stuck
still-
with us for the last couple months, you're welcome.
I'm excited.
I know what you're all saying. Thank God it's not a shred game, because that's what we said.
Because no one's ever said, "Oh, I want Tony Hawk Downhill Jam again." Like no one wants Rise.
nobody has ever
no
said
one's
that.
Rise was terrible.
Especially the peripherals that come with it are just awful. But now we're going back to Pro Skater 5, which the screenshots
Which means Spider-Man.
maybe, possibly.
Dude, if Spider-Man's not in it, I'm not gonna.
And it won't have the peripheral, right?
No,
It
no.
should just be a controller-based game.
Yes,
I
and-
won't be shocked if they add like motion controls with the new controllers, but
I hope not. I just want my Pro Skater.
I'm sure just like every other game, you could turn them off.
But of course, one of the levels they showed
Oculus.
off.
Oh, I'm sure the Kinect support will be
That would be so
fantastic.
nauseating.
Maybe we'll see. They showed off the redone level of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 is in this game, which that warehouse.
The warehouse,
Yeah.
the most iconic.
I mean, it looks like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, so it doesn't look like anything that we're not used to already. So I'm just excited to have a regular skateboarding game again.
I think it'll be more technical than the original like Tony Hawk's.
I hope it pushes the boundaries a little bit. I don't know
Really
how it
quick,
would.
we've also got the Splatoon beta that came out not too long ago. Gage, you had some time with that. What was it like?
Amazing. It was awesome.
OP.
I loved it. I mean, I played it 2 out of the 3 times the beta was open. I didn't play it the 3rd time. It was open 9 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm sorry. I'm just tired.
He's got sleep to catch up
I got sleep to
on.
do. So I played it late night, played it late Saturday. It was a lot of fun.
Saturday, which looked really good.
Huh? Yeah, streamed it on Saturday.
which was
That
really good.
the stream is up on our YouTube channel. We're gonna have another video coming up later, or probably already up now, from this week,
Right.
with impressions of the weapons and the overall gameplay. I recommend this game highly. I loved it. It's definitely gonna be a game I can play for an hour, no problem, when I just need something to play. The games are quick. It was a great looking game and really different from Nintendo that I liked a lot.
I'm really happy with everything. I think Let's Plays are going to be a lot of fun with it.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna have entirely too much fun
I think
with
the
that.
tournaments are going to be great. I think the campaign's going to be good. I think, like you said, the multiplayer matches are short. They're fun, right?
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah, it kept constantly moving at a.
The
nice
movement in
pace.
that game is one of my favorite parts.
And,
what's not to like?
and we found out that you can change the motion sensor
Yes,
control.
you can
Can you
disable
really?
motion
Really?
controls. That was my one biggest thing coming out of
Awesome.
PAX playing it, because I didn't like having to look up and
So
down with the
weird.
gamepad.
Like, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's
It's
cool.
n-
It's different.
It's not.
But it's very
But-
difficult to get used to.
Turn it off, work perfect.
All right, we're going to take some time to talk with Joe right after this. Hey, welcome back. Right now we're going to be talking with Joe Baltus about SpeedGamers. What is SpeedGamers? Can you tell us a little about what you do and what it's all about?
So what we do, TheSpeedGamers, what we do is we play video games. We do marathons for charity on Twitch TV, and we host the video on our website, tsg.tv, as well.
Excellent. How long has SpeedGamers been going?
We started in 2008. My friend Britt LaRiviere in Texas, he and his friends wanted to stream games, and they decided to do it with a charity theme. And there was 1 or 2 other groups that had done this. Right around 2008 is really when the whole
Scene
speed
started
gaming,
blowing
yeah.
up.
And from there, we just kept going. I joined about the 2nd or 3rd event that they did that year.
What kind of charities do you guys typically support? Is there one that's just the main staple, or do you kind of just pick and choose? Or
We've done several charities. ACT Today is one that we do a lot. Autism Care and Treatment Centers. St. Jude is one that we do a lot too. In fact, right now, this month, we are helping St. Jude with the St. Jude Play Live, which is going on all month on Twitch TV with various streamers.
Excellent. Now, do they contact you, or you contact them, or what? How do you decide which charity to work with?
So I believe we use Charity Navigator, which is a website which will break down the charity and how much of their money actually goes to their cause versus how much goes to paying their CEOs.
Sure.
And we'll use that to find new charities, and then we contact the charity.
What's the most you've raised for a charity so far?
I want to say we've broken 50,000 in one of our week-long marathons. It's probably one of those things I should have looked up, had written down before the start, to have an exact number.
You knew you were coming here, man.
I want to say we've broken like 54,000 in a week-long marathon that we've done.
So you mentioned a week-long marathon. So this is you just play constantly for the entire time. How does it work?
So it's actually a relay. We have a team of people. Like the event that we're doing this summer, there will be so many people there. We've got our core Texas crew, and then people from all over the country and sometimes out of country who come to meet in Texas and play in the relay. We'll start on a Friday evening for the week long and just play through all the games that we can fit into a week. Most of the time, one person will play that game, a specific game, and then move on to the next person and the next game.
Right on.
How do you decide which games?
A lot of us have games that we're really good at. Like I'm really good at Zelda Link's Awakening on Game Boy. And we have people that are, like this guy is really good at Ocarina of Time, or our guy Phil is fantastic at Mario 64.
Yeah,
So,
Gage loves Mario
usually
64.
And then others, if we have spots that need filled, we just ask people, what are you willing to play? I mean, I've played games that I had never played before, and Metroid Prime 3 as an example, I hated that game because I had never played it before, and you're training, for months. All you're doing is playing this game over and over again to memorize every little nook and cranny. And
all the quickest, shortest routes.
yeah.
The game
So
breaking
what's so it's a speed gamer. So is it just like speed runs, just completing the game the fastest? Is that how it works, or?
Initially, that's why we went with the name TheSpeedGamers. But there are people out there that are much faster than us. Our goal is to be as quick as we can be, but we don't have any world records ourselves. Well, we have one guy. He goes by Jagger, and he has, I believe, no, unfortunately.
He's been around long enough.
He's very active in the Metroid Fusion speedrunning scene. I don't know if he currently holds a record, but I know that he's constantly vying for one.
Nice. So how does the actual site, or is it done through the site, right? Are people actually? How does the event raise money? Do people call in? Or?
So we
Not a telethon.
People even still calling? Telethons still exist?
It works a lot like a telethon. The game is being played. You'll view the stream. The game is being played, and then we will be on camera in one corner talking to the chat.
Through Twitch,
keeping them entertained, doing stunts for charity or for donations and such. And there'll be a donate button. Oh, the stunts are.
I've seen Joe.
I'll give you $500 if you do that.
I've seen Joe dressed in some really weird stuff.
Yeah,
Shaved your beard once too.
I
didn't you?
think. Oh yeah, when I grew the beard out, I
Yeah.
grew the beard out for almost a year just so that I could shave it if we beat our main goal. I also once pepper sprayed myself as a donation.
That seems way
goal.
more extreme than the beard thing.
Yeah,
I
well,
was like,
and I pepper sprayed myself. I always,
Goodness.
I feel
Yeah.
really bad about it because I did that in the early days, so $12,000 was a big deal to us. So I pepper sprayed myself for $12,000.
You think you sold yourself short?
When we beat
we could get you to do for so much more
the
money.
first time we beat 50,000, I was like, oh, I should have pepper sprayed myself for 50,000.
Yeah.
Top pepper spray now.
I don't want to be in a position where I have to think, well, man, I should pepper spray myself now instead of when I did the first time. Oh.
There's not a lot of. I have offered
time.
to revisit the pepper spray for our
Sure.
event this summer. If we beat our main
bolder
goal
man
by
than I.
5%, I'll do it.
Joe, tell us when your next event is.
Our next event is July 14th through the
Okay.
Do you want us to fact check that for you?
yeah,
We'll throw it at
What
something.
day is the
14th plus 7 is
21st.
through the 21st, I believe. It's Friday to Friday. I really hope I got those dates right. But we're playing
Just in case
through
you
the
didn't.
Mario series for 7 days.
Mario 64.
Listen, Mario
Mario 64 is definitely going to be
got
played.
Some great
Joe,
games.
is Mario 64 a good game?
Well, I mean,
We're
that's all a
friends
matter of
first.
opinion,
So,
but it is
you're
a
going with
pretty
the cop-out.
well-held opinion.
so
Gage, you're wrong.
Where
Not wrong.
where can someone who's interested to get involved or wants to donate, how can they find out more information?
You can find us through our website, tsg.tv, or through our Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/TheSpeedGamers, all one word.
Excellent.
Yeah, we'll throw links at the bottom of the video or something so
Yeah,
people can find it.
I'll make sure you can get the links in the comments.
Yeah, below,
All right.
specifically.
Joe, thank you so much. We'll
Thank
be back
you.
right after this. Hey, welcome back. So we've got much more news. As discussed, we've got some Fallout 4 rumors, but let's start with Nintendo Land Park.
Nintendo Land Park?
Nintendo Land Park.
If that's the
Nintendo
I don't know.
Parkland.
Is that the sequel to Nintendo Land?
I don't know if
Nintendo
it has a
Land
name
Park.
like that yet.
I don't know much about this. Tell me what's going on with this.
Nintendo has partnered with Universal Theme Parks to open either a sectioned theme park
Which I
or
imagine.
an entire theme park. It's
What-
not entirely clear yet.
Kind of like a Harry Potter.
Kind of like the Harry Potter and the Marvel stuff. Either way, it's a moneymaker.
I'm excited.
Like, this
I
is
am
just cash cow
super,
waiting to
super
happen.
excited.
I'll be there day one. Pumped for that.
I mean,
just think of the
Nintendo fans
possibility.
are like ate up with it already anyway, and yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean,
Why not?
I think they've been in talks for a while. I don't think this is new, but like it's announced that
It's
the partnership's
an official
final.
like, partnership.
Is it actually going to happen?
It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Yeah, the money is going into
You
it.
could have kart racing,
Mario Kart racing.
Well, the three things they came out and said they're going to focus on
yes.
to begin with are Mario, Zelda, and Donkey Kong, I believe. So you're going to see a lot of that
Kirby?
stuff to begin with,
Kirby?
but they're talking about rides. So a Mario Kart ride would
Well,
make sense.
I
They're
was
talking
gonna
about
say,
shops.
You've got enough characters to fill this thing up.
yeah, you got enough
gosh,
characters
yes.
to fill up a
There's
bigger park
enough
than Universal
potential
now.
to make parks the size of Disney, for crying out loud.
Right.
You've got enough games to fill this thing up, but yeah, a ride would be interesting.
Yeah, they're talking about rides. They're talking about shops. They're talking about restaurants themed around Nintendo.
Why not?
Yeah,
Wow.
Japan does it all the time.
I want to be able to.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to walk into this place, which I imagine is going to be amazing. And I just want to be fully immersed in Nintendo like lore, like and just feel like I'm inside a Nintendo land, walk around like I'm a me. Like if I have a
really
shirt that says
want-
me on it, I want to be the me that's inside the Nintendo land
I
thing.
really want,
As long as I can be me.
Sure.
I really want a recreation of the first Mario World.
Like to
That-
walk.
That would
through.
be-
Walk through.
Like an
You know what? That's probably an
God.
obstacle for kids. That's probably like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids
That's what I'm saying.
setup.
That would be so awesome.
Right?
I would
That
be
would
all
just be
about
so
that.
That sounds stupid not to do now, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Feel free to use our idea, but you have to pay big time
the
for it.
possibilities are endless. You've got so many classic Nintendo moments. Like I said, they could do something with Smash Brothers themed, where they could do the ride. Though I'm curious what kind of ride they would do.
Mario Kart make one make sense. Whether it's a bumper car ride or a
I
roller
think
coaster.
Mario Kart alone makes like a
Or like a Rainbow Road ride.
I mean, you could have a whole theme park around Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what
many
they'll probably do?
tracks.
They'll probably use the superior Mario game, Sunshine, and make it like a water park kind of thing.
Jesus.
and have hoses and
What
things
would
like
you
that.
do if you walked in there and the whole
it's
thing
Mario
looked like Mario 64?
I would leave. It's ugly. Mario 64 is an ugly game. If it looks like
God.
Mario 64, I'm going to
Gage.
leave. It's ugly. I'm sorry.
Gage has gone bye-bye now.
Gage will no longer be with us after
Moving
this episode.
on.
We're on an opinionated
We
show.
will cover the Nintendo Land Park Land, whatever it's going to be called, in the very near future. I think
Nintendo
we can
Park?
all agree on this. We're all excited about
I'm saying we should all
yes.
go opening day. Just
Yep.
to, you know.
Word.
Field trip.
All right.
Okay, Assassin's Creed has a new game, Syndicate.
So earlier this week, a trailer came out for what's going to be Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which was rumored Assassin's Creed Victory, but it's the new Assassin's Creed game taking place in London during the Industrial Revolution, which I know
Yeah.
you're excited for.
I'm so excited. I just hope they do it right.
You like the setting?
You get excited
Love
about
the
all of them and then you
setting.
get mad at them.
I know.
They released a couple new things with
You
the
should
Chinese
just
thing.
know that it's
Yeah,
not
that
going
was
to be historical.
Assassin's Creed
I know.
Chronicles. It was like a
Chronicles.
2D stealth kind of game, but that's different compared to what this
Chronicles?
is. Yeah,
It's not 2D, it's 3D. It's a side scroller.
it's a 2D side scroller.
It's not 2D.
It's
It's a
what do you mean?
3D
It's a
side-scroller.
2D side scroller, but it's 3D graphics.
So it's a 3D
It
side
just means
scroller.
it's on a 2D.
We're arguing the same point.
But you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. Mario 64 is bad. Anyway, so
What's your favorite Assassin's Creed game?
2.
That's not very good, is it?
I expected him
Two
to
is the
say
best
I don't
Unity.
like any of this
Assassin's Creed 2 is probably the worst
2 is the best one.
game in this time.
It's 2, 4, Brotherhood, Revelations.
I mean,
All right, so Assassin's Creed. I mean, what are they going to do with this one that's different than the other one? I feel like this is more difficult than a Call of Duty game to keep releasing it and keep holding people's attention.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
I don't
pretty
know.
deep.
They have.
Go ahead.
So we're interrupting ourselves.
Everybody's like, I have an opinion.
I mean,
on
you got the
this.
pirate thing, you've got all the settings, you got the progression of
Yeah,
the story.
I mean,
what do they do next?
there's a deep story there, but like I play all the Assassin's Creed games, but I'm even messed up with how the story goes. I just play them because they're fun now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the story's
If they
incredible.
it's
work.
convoluted.
Like, just incredibly convoluted.
Yeah.
The big thing right now is Ubisoft has a long way to go to save what they did with Unity.
Sure, but of course there's like 3 different Ubisoft teams working on Assassin's Creed games at this point, so we're not going to get the same things we got with Unity. We're going to get a different experience. And they even came out and said this is a game world that you're going to have to see to believe. So I imagine they're going to push the system requirements again.
They've really got to take it to the next level because they need to protect that franchise. It's a great franchise, but they need to do it right. A great setting. The
Same
develop-
thing.
Hopefully they'll get them historically semi-accurate.
You got a lot of developers from Ubisoft working on it. Make it great. But speaking of franchises that are great, let's talk a little bit about Fallout 4 here. The possibilities.
Let's talk about the possibilities.
Possibilities.
Fallout
The
This
4.
is
rumors.
still a dirty rumor, but this rumor has more traction than it has had in recent memory. Like actually, there's like
Survivor 2099.
yeah, that stuff. Which actually that was a pretty good rumor.
That was
by that
very.
fan.
That was well done.
I hate those
They
people.
got me so good.
I hate those
But
people.
this situation, though, the rumor gets reported one place, and usually when that happens, no one else really picks up on it until they see more concrete evidence. But now you've got like reputable sources, you got I think Polygon, Kotaku, and IGN all coming out saying like, hey, here's some weight
Well,
to this now.
it started because some German site posted that there was an insider at Bethesda telling them that they were going to have 30-minute test footage shown behind closed doors at E3.
Behind closed doors. There's never
So,
behind closed doors.
The story
Yeah.
is kind of blown up from there. If they announce it, I mean,
I think that's the reason they had this press conference is to announce Fallout 4.
Agreed.
Fallout
Yeah,
4.
we were talking with Greg and Colin from Kinda Funny, and that was the thing. I mean, there's got to be a reason that they're holding. This is their first ever media briefing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
And you don't just do it for
2 games.
It's got to be something
You gotta have
big.
something massive. So
Hey,
I think Dishonored. We were talking about
I think
that.
Dishonored, Fallout 4, and Doom. I think those are going to be the 3 big. Like,
someone just said something
Yeah,
about
'cause the Doom
Dishonored.
beta still hasn't started, has
Where's
it?
my Doom beta?
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Someone just said something about Dishonored 2 not being at this thing because they're pushing it back because it's working on,
Don't
but it's not.
Crush
But
my dream.
I'm just saying that's what they said. I could be wrong because we don't know yet because we haven't actually seen this conference yet. Everything's rumor at this point. Another rumor is that a Brazil retailer that does a lot of leaks rated for just Dishonored Definitive Edition. So I think you might see Dishonored coming to next-gen consoles.
I don't want to have to play through that again.
Yeah, you do.
He will.
He will.
Played through it
He
3
absolutely will.
times now.
Oh my goodness.
And you're gonna do it a 4th time.
Probably.
So, what do you want to see in a Fallout 4 game, though?
Me? I haven't played any of the
Boston.
Fallout games yet.
I'm with
Probably
you.
the most
Yeah.
credible
Strong
rumor for
evidence
location.
is in Boston.
If it's not MMO,
What I really want to see is I want to see vehicles.
Yes.
There's
'Cause there's so many
like,
vehicles and you
abandoned
can't-
vehicles in Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 in New Vegas that I want vehicles in the next Fallout game.
And the world, obviously, I can only imagine, will be that much bigger. So having vehicles to get around would be.
You know what I want to see out of Fallout? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Okay. Out of the Fallout 4
Your opinion is more important than everybody else's.
I thought you guys were done. I only want to see it on Xbox One, PC, and PS4.
I think that's what
Yes.
we'll get.
Well, I think that's what's
Bethesda-
going.
Yeah.
The way that it's
I
going.
don't want them to
think
limit
they'll
themselves for 360 and PS3
And I
also.
think that's the same case
Yeah.
with Assassin's Creed as well, that
Yeah.
they're keeping it only on current gen.
That's the only thing I want.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Why waste the time and the effort
And the dollars.
and the dollars on?
And the inevitable
wasted
being
resources.
held back
Right.
by the last generation.
the Destiny effect.
The Destiny effect.
Yeah,
the Destiny effect.
goodness.
Anyway.
Lastly, Splatoon DLC will be free. Battlefield 4 DLC is free.
Going forward.
Going
forward.
forward. Yeah.
And that's all the time that we have for you today. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. It was very interesting to learn about the Speed Gamers.
The Speed Gamers. Thank you for having me.
If you want to get involved in, and what were the dates one more time?
The dates, which I incorrectly stated earlier
What?
for our Mario Marathon, are July 17th through the 24th.
So, TheSpeedGamers, and what was the website one more time?
TSG.TV.
If you want to know more about it, check it out,
G.
TSG.TV. TSG.TV. By the way, if you want to check us out, hit us up on youtube.com/PSVGTV. Like, comment, subscribe. We, of course, love to hear from you. Check us out on Facebook.com/PressStartVG.
What?
Vici.
Vici. Very Vici.
Vici. And our Twitch, we are streaming more and more and more. You can check these guys out. I will finally be doing one eventually, so that'll be legendary.
Finally be doing one eventually.
Maybe.
Our Twitch.
Join Will to see what new intros he uses each
Check
week.
us out. The links are at the bottom. Joe, thank you again for joining us. Thank you
you.
guys for joining us. Until next time, out.
I love you.
Yeah.